You're the writer of Church and the Market. How do you see this revival of the continental tradition in Europe, of France and Italy, as opposed to the Anglo-Saxon tradition that we mostly inherited? How do you see that revival? The scholastics, the Spanish scholastics.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Yeah, I understand now. Well, I think this is great. This is a almost overlooked or forgotten part of the history of economic thought, such that up until really the mid-20th century, everyone, I think, had a very stunted view of the history of economic thought, that a lot of it just emerged simultaneously during the Enlightenment. And I think it's been shown pretty convincingly, and Schumpeter argued it in 1950, that, in fact, he said that the first scientific economists were the late scholastics of the 16th, 17th centuries in Spain, but really, throughout Western Europe. And I think this is very good, because this strain of thought emphasizes teachings that are very much in line with what the Austrians teach about subjective value, and then when it comes to positive economic policy, well, the late scholastics did, by and large, with some exceptions, believe in a free price system, a free labor market. They were critical of monetary inflation. This is all very good, and but particularly on subjective value and emphasizing the utility of the consumer. This is an important counterbalance, because it's the correct view, to the emphasis in the Anglo-Saxon tradition on labor value and the labor theory of value, which I think pushed economics down the wrong direction. The French and Spanish were emphasizing that value comes not from how much labor is put into something, because if I don't want that thing, then they understand that value comes exactly the opposite way. That first I have in my mind something that I desire, and then I desire that good, and then all the inputs that go into producing that good, the value of those things derives from the value I place on the finished good. So it's not that it's very expensive to dive for diamonds, and therefore to dive for precious metals or gems, and therefore that makes them expensive. It's the opposite. It's that because they're highly valued and expensive, people are willing to dive for them. So that's the correct cause and effect, and that comes from the scholastics, so that's a very welcome tradition.
Let's go back a little.